Got a little break in the rain, so I cruised the Trofeo up to the Dairy Mart to get me some drinks. Driver's side wheel bearing in this thing keeps growling. I think I have time in between this weather, hopefully, maybe, if it'll hold out, to get that wheel hub assembly on that driver's side. That's the loudest one. I don't think I have time to get them both done before the rain comes down, but that's the one that seems to be irritating me. I'd like to see how much less noise it makes once that goes away. Dairy Mart, if y'all don't have one, y'all are missing it. Owned by a local dairy. They got real ice cream, fresh from just a couple miles away inside at good prices. And it's like a mile away from my house. So this is where we take a cruise too. Anything to make it this far. Alright, let's get her back to the house. Well, that was fun. This thing's had wheel lock on it that I hadn't got off of here since I owned it. But we got the extractor out and the 4-pound mallet. And really, as much of a pain in the ass as that was, I've dealt with far worse given I actually had access to get to it with the grabber. So now that that's dealt with, I can get this wheel off of here and see what this actually looks like on this side. I've been so focused on the engine part of it up until this point that I haven't been no reason to take the wheel off yet. Now here we are. Let's see what we got. Alright, we've opened the crypt. And this honestly, I mean, it's all got to go. But it's honestly not as bad as I would have expected. So, them's ugly and brown and covered and stuff. But there's plenty of pad in that. That rotor's fine. There's no groove on that at all. Strut has been done for decades. Just keep adding grease. That's what we do. Just keep adding grease. And you know what? Pretty frozen up, but it's no clunky. Subframe bushings have seen better days. And there's some of this I don't know how I get no more. Motor mount. It's yummy looking. I don't know if y'all can fully see that. But there's a yummy looking motor mount up in there. But that's where we're at right now. Let's get this wheel bearing out. And let's hope that's where all that noise is coming from. It should be. It makes sense. Alright, well I had some minor setbacks here. When I got the old wheel hub assembly out, which wasn't hard at all, no hammer required. I mean, it just came for me. I found out that there's a seal on the back of this knuckle I wasn't expecting that I don't have. I went ahead and did the wheel bearing, packed it up full of extra wheel bearing grease. I've left the old CV axle in because I don't have my hands on that seal. It takes several days to get it here. This will give me an opportunity to see how much of it is the wheel bearing noise though versus the CV axle. And I don't think that'll interfere with me any. I got a ball joint to put on the car. I also have a strut to put on the car. So the rest of this is going to come down again. I just took a second to get the nasty off of that outer tie rod end. I mean, it's old and shitty, but it's all functioning for the most part. So let's see what this does. I'm hoping this got the bear the hell out of there. I hope, folks. I hope. If it ain't that, it's that. And if it ain't that, I ain't going to talk about what's behind that. But I don't think so. Sound like a freaking wheel bearing. Solved if so. Let's find out. Well, folks, the verdict is in. Ain't no more bears in the front end. Now just clackety-clackety and all that shit for my terrible struts and everything else. And somehow, even though I did not adjust the steering, I got this thing hell of out of alignment. Hell, I might have warped that piece of shit strut. I doubt it. More than likely moved it around on its slot, therefore making it go out this way, therefore making it point wrong. I don't care. Steering wheel ain't straight, but no more making you think you're not going to get where you're going. So technically, this thing's all prepared to pick up them tires as soon as they're delivered. We'll put them on it. I hate to pay for front end alignment, but we're going to have to pay for front end alignment on old parts. Or maybe I can knock out some more of this in the meantime, but I think I'm going to pick my battles. I may even leave the tires on it until we've got it all straight, but one way or the other, it's a happy wheelie right now. No more growl. All right, well, I'm going to call this one a success. My alignment is super whoopity, but who gives a damn? I'm not even sure how I got it out that bad, only changing a wheel bearing. I'll figure it out. I'll get under there and do some more adjustments before long. Just, I'm happy it's together and no more growl. And as soon as I got that done, all my bulbations have arrived. Look at that, folks. Philips Crystal Vision Ultra for every hole that I can get one to accept it. Otherwise, it gets a long life. I mean, we got standard for they can't get them anymore, B2 number 24 bulbs and the under hood light. But I don't, you know, some people might say that this is going to wash out the back of the car, and it probably will. It probably will be too bright on the ass. I don't care, folks. After I got rear-ended in my Dodge, we're going to light this fucker up. It's dark in Eugene. So, washed out or not, bright. And I'm sure my turn signals and lights are going to appreciate the hell out of this change-out. Probably won't do all of it today. Some of this requires dropping the whole damn bumper off of it and everything else. So, we'll get that back deck done, though. We'll get something done so we can see it. Right, just got done with the rear end exterior bulb replacement, and I think y'all can probably tell a difference in that. Yes, it's a little washed out, but you know what? Brighter is better. There ain't a whole lot of surface area on the taillights back here. So side markers way brighter, brake lights way brighter. Got the reverse lamps done too. They were not hard to get. You just reach up underneath the car. I don't have a good way to demonstrate that to you. And then same deal with the side marker lights. No such luck on the front. That's much more difficult. We're still running the wrench. Happiness though. Got the third high brake light done too. But what do y'all think, folks? Visible? That's the way I needed it to be. So that's about half the missing pace back on that turn signal. So as you can see, yeah, that's nice and bright. Let's see if the other one does the same. And again, these were real slow. Real slow. I still need to do the front. I think will help the other half. That's about right speed. Yep, that one's working too. All right then. Nice and bright.